Okay, let's pick it up. Lamed Vav Amid Aleph. And Vav Amid Aleph, I just want to go back. I want to point out a detail. We said one pshat last night, and I made a big emphasis that it was a big chiddush. I just want to tell you that there's another pshat, just to give you a little more perspective. So we'll take it from the top of the Amid.
About the Nistik?
Yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol nihi yavdei. Okay. Nistak Nikiv.
We weren't here last night.
Oh, you still have me first day jitters. Yeah.
First night jitters right now.
Yeah.
We'll see any first night jitters. Were you here last night?
He was just there.
You got the first night jitters.
Of the shul, the feel. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. I pause it. Baruch Hashem. Okay, let's go. Nistak Nikiv. Let's just take it from the top. A quick running head start. Zok tehiligi Gemara Tani Ula Bar Chanina. Nikiv. What does it mean? It has a hole. Nekem mafulash. A hole through and through. Bimashahu. Then even if it is a small hole, it is puzzle. Vishe'inoi mafulash. If it does not go through and through, then when is it puzzle? Bik isser, the size of the isser. So when we read this last night, we pointed out there's a massive chiddush here. Why is the massive chiddush? Because when we learned the Mishnah,
that Nikiv, a little hole.
We learned a little hole. It's puzzle when it's missing something. And when it's not missing something, then it's kosher. Now we're learning, wait, if it's a hole all the way through, that's what it means. If it's missing something a little bit, it's puzzle. But if it's not all the way through, then it's puzzle if it's missing a lot. Which is one mahalach. I went last night for the extreme mahalach, just to bring out the point. There are those, it's a shikul debate, maybe even how to learn Rashi. There are those that learn a little bit of a little tamer mahalach, because that's a wild mahalach. Isser is so big. That means you could be missing a chunk of your Esser. It's like a shikul wild. The other mahalach is that the Gemara is referring to both cases where it's not missing anything. The esrog is completely intact. But if there's a hole going from end to end, nothing's missing. Think styrofoam, right? You can make a hole and nothing is missing. It sort of pushes it to the side. So if there's a hole all the way through, then it's possible, even a small hole. If it's not all the way through, but it's a dent, it's a blemish, but nothing's missing. It's a black and blue mark. Then it's the size of the isser. It's a little not as extreme of a mahalach. Both of them, as last night people were pointing out, it's not so easy to read into the Mishnah. That's also very good question. Very good question. You can have this massive esrog and you have an isser. You have a teeny esrog. Very nice. Minimum maximum size.
See, here,
very nice.
So that makes sense.
Right, that's what he's saying. Saying majority. Very nice. Very nice. Ha'ara. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Now we get involved in the little more complicated Gemara. And let's hope to make it not so complicated. Again, we'll just read it again like we did last night just to get the translation. Last night we didn't really explain it. And then we'll explain it. Ba'irav. Noldai be'esrog. Nolda liner means it was born or it occurred in an esrog. Simone treifa, the signs of a treifa. Treifa, we explained last night, means an animal which is not viable. An animal which is going to die on its own is a treifa. Even if you shech that animal, the animal is not kosher from the mere fact that it was going to die on its own. That is the chiddush of a treifa. So if a
we know about an animal.
Very good. Exactly. Noldo be'esrog, in your esrog has simani treifa, which again, esrog is not alive. It's a funny comparison. That's what we're saying. Saying if the esrog has something that by an animal would make a treif, what is the status of the esrog? To use the example we said last night, if you take a chicken, you chuck it against the wall, hard. Chicken's still alive. You quickly, you go and check it. The chicken's treif. Why? Because it was going to die on its own. So if that were to happen with your esrog, you take your esrog, you chuck it against the wall.
That's what's good. It's talking about when it's on the tree or after it's...
No, off the tree. As we're about to see in a moment, the Gemara is going to qualify even deeper, but it means a similar thing that happened to your animal happened to your esrog. What is Allah? So says the Gemara, my kami bayile, Erev Tov, Rabbi Elbaum Jr. My kami bayile, what is your shaila? In niklaf, meaning, what is the sign of a treifa that's exhibited inside your esrog? If it's that it's niklaf, the esrog is peeled, says the Gemara Tanina. We learned that in the Mishnah. In nistak, if the esrog is cracked, as well. Tanina, we learned that in the Mishnah. Inik, if it has a hole, which would be the easiest one, that just like your animal, if it has a hole through the lung or something like that. Similarly, in your answer, Tanina, we learned in the Mishnah. So, what is the case that you're talking about? Says the Gemara, Ki coming by, I'll tell you what the shaila is. Kedaula Amar Rav Yechon, it's really perfect timing. We're about to start the Heliga Rei, the Heliga Lung. That's where we're going. One day we'll do a lung demonstration. We'll bring in a massive lung. We'll blow on it. It's geschmack. Okay. Yeah, lungs. These things are like so big. That's all different parts of the lung. Yeah. You blow it up. You get to see everything and all that's geschmack. Anyways, that's a different story.
Second Seder path.
Yeah. Hands on, hands on.
Like a shachting.
No, but you bring in pieces of the animal to see the different parts and.
Then Reuven after I got
Reuven.
Oh, it's the classic Reuven. Like I don't know. I was walking by Second Seder. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, not stop. Ula Amar of Yechman. Rei. Here we go. Rei is a lung. Shenishbecha, again, we're just going to translate even though it shouldn't be Chinese. Shenishbecha, and it is poured, kikitoin, like a flask. Whatever that means, we don't know what that means. But it's a lung that can be poured like a flask. Pitcher, flask is a pitcher. A small pitcher. A pitcher was last night because there was one flying out the window. So the postscript of the story is, so I say to the boy, I said, Benny, just what are you thinking? Don't worry, you'll get the whole story. Don't worry. He says, Rebbe, a boy came with a pitcher. And the window was open, a crack. I took such a perfect shot, and I got it right out the window. He forgot that there was a brand new Tesla underneath. That $1,098 later, there went the back windshield.
Here's the story backwards. I hear it.
Yeah. So, anyways, I said, I don't.
I saw the fire pole station.
Yeah.
I wanted to see how.
Exactly. So I said, I don't think you need a punishment. You're paying $1,000. I think that's gonna hurt enough. It's like, yeah. Anyways, moving right along. Yeah, don't worry. None of the parents are not. No. You have some money. Yeah, you gonna pay that. Good. Baruch Hashem. Either way, that's why last night it was a pitcher. That's the reason if you want to know. Reya along shenishbecha kikitoin, which could be poured out like a pitcher, like a flask. We'll explain what that means in a moment. Kshir. What that means, we don't know yet. Let's get there. Ve'amar Rava, again, first is just translation. Vu de kaima sim poi naha. And the sim poi naha are still intact. What are these sim poi naha? So they are the sim poi naha. Who cares what they are? If you want the art school turn, I got on my art school over here. They are the bronchial tubes. If you want to know what they are, now you could be. Yeah, that's I have the same thing. I wrote in bronchial tubes. What's a bronchial tube? Who knows? No, who passed biology class? Yeah, bronchitis. Very good. Yeah, we have no clue what it is. It's a part of the lung. Good. I'll explain everything in a moment. If the bronchial tubes are not intact, treif. It's a treif. What's the story with your esrog? End of Shaila. Now, what's going on over here? Let's explain. Your lung can be poured like a flask. What's going on with your lung is the interior of the lung has dissolved. Okay? Your lung has lots of a fleshy mass on the center. That part is dissolved. Now you could pour your lung like a flask. Similarly, your esrog. No, the inside is lacking. Similarly, your esrog, right? Imagine you take your esrog and you just scoop out the center. You make a hole, suck out the whole middle. Your esrog is still intact, right? But there's no middle of your esrog. It can be poured like a flask. Part one. Part two, by the lung, the bronchial tubes are intact, which means that it's still being fed the oxygen and whatever nutrients, it's still connected. It's missing the mass in the middle, but it's still connected. Similarly, in the case of the esrog, the seeds and the nutrients are still there. What's the dip? That's the shayla. Now, as we go to the next,
take this thing by animal.
By an animal.
How do we compare
Good.
that to this?
Oh, says the Gemara. Let's explain what's going on over here. Hachamai. Dilma, perhaps Hasam over there by your lung. Hudloy shalat ba'avira. Where is the lung? It's inside the animal's body. There's no air that is contaminating, we'll call it, that is infecting, that is affecting the lung. So therefore, hadar bari, you know what's going to happen? It's going to heal itself. This animal is going to have bronchitis. What's bronchitis? Bronchitis is that your lung is all echi, coughing up the inside of that lung. So what's going to happen is it's going to heal itself. So it's fine. And therefore, maybe that's why it's not a treifa. Aval hacha, where is your esrog? Your esrog is right over here. The shalit ba'avira, there's air on the esrog, so what's going to happen? Saruchi misrachas, it's going to turn sour, it's going to turn putrid. Over here, we have a fire-dicker picture. It's going to turn black and gross. Why? Why is it here? Yeah, we'll show more pictures in a moment.
I think that it's picked already, isn't that Pasha?
Pasha, which way?
No, since it's picked already, it's not fixed.
So that what's the other side? Good. Oidilma, or perhaps Loishana. Who says that makes a difference? Meaning, what is the detail? Again, treifa means.
Who says that the air makes
Yeah, who says the fact that right now it's going to turn sour? Maybe lemaisa, just like by an animal it's kosher. Who cares that it's because by an animal you generate itself?
Animal, the reason these things are either kosher or treifa is because of a mitzvah.
No,
Is it gonna
so-
survive or not?
So the shaila is maybe your esrog has to be viewed in the same mitzias. Maybe the only time your esrog is going to be a problem, put your esrog in a vacuum, literally. Put your esrog in a perfect environment, and it won't turn sour. Who cares that an external factor called oxygen, called air, is going to mess it up?
It's the other way.
Oh, that
The other way. The
I'm not-
Torah, by the
animal.
animal is different because there's no air.
So,
Stop.
so that's the shayla of the Gemara. How far does the comparison go? Answers the Gemara. That's the shayla. Tashima, let's bring a raya. Esrei tapuach. Here we go. Let's get some translation. I have them all written into my Gemara, so I will tell you what I wrote in. These are straight from our school. Esrei tapuach. Apple, similar, but it means decayed over here. Tafuach means decayed. Saruach means rotted. Kavush means pickled. Kavushim. Shaluk means cooked. Kushi means, yeah, that was a polite way of saying it. Thank you. I was in high school for a moment. I was going to go for an N, but we'll stay with black. Lavan, sorry. Saruach is rotted. Lavan is white. Minumar is spotted. Very good. All these esrogim are puzzle.
Practical difference between tuah and tuah.
Well, at the moment, we don't know anything.
But I'm just saying.
But that's pickled. That's part of what we have to figure out, right? Because it's a brisa. The brisa is listing different things: decayed, rotted, pickled, cooked, black, white, spotted. Plus, esrog kikadar. A kadar is a close, and nu kadurim. Kadar is a ball. Esrog kikadar. An esrog that is like a ball. It's very round. Plus. The Yeshayim, we're in the middle of a long and lengthy brisa, and some say af hatiyoim. They don't even know what tiyumim are.
The middle part, the top part of
Oh, that's the tiyumit. Now, why is it called that? It's because it's a doubled leaf, because it is a twin leaf. That is where that leaf gets that name from. Tiyumim are twins. Afatiyum is even a twin, which means two Siamese twins. Mamash kipshutai. There you go. Esrog is, you got two of them that are one. A Siamese twin esrog.
5 shekel table.
Yeah, I'm not going to get about Siamese twins. That's chashin. I'll take one of those. Yeah. Afatiyum says the Gemara.
That's according to the Mandama, it says that you could fit two in one hand.
Oh, how many of those? B'yishayim afatiyim, good. Esrog haboisar, an esrog that is at the stage of boisar, that is the early stage of growth. Rabbi Akiva poisel, v'chachamim machshirim. We're still in the middle of a brisa. Godloi, if it grows b'difos, in a difos. What is a difos? These are all good Hebrew words. In a mold. Difos is a mold. B'difos, in a mold. Ve'asai kimin beria acheres. And you make it like another creation. What does that mean?
Molded two different shapes.
There you go. Similar to the esrog in the bottle shtick. Instead of esrog in the bottle, esrog in a mold that I don't know is a triangle. And what happens is it grows into the mold. You remove the mold, and now you got a triangle esrog. Says the Brisa. Pause. End of Brisa. Oh.
Is
So,
that how they have gargoyles?
It's-
They mold it?
maybe, perhaps. Maybe they're supposed to happen on their own. Maybe some people actually pull stick. But good. So the question is, that could be called Periacheres. Very good. Says the end of Brisa. Okay? With a long and lengthy Brisa. Now, answers the Gemara. Again, we're trying to figure out what our esrog that is missing the center that it has could be coming black. Says the Gemara, Katani Mias. What did we learn? We learned at least, literally, Katani Mias, we learned at least Tapuach Saruach. Decayed and rotted, says the Gemara. As you asked, what are the two of them? Very good. My love suggests the Gemara. What are the two? Tapuach is mibachotz. The Gemara wants to say, you know what it means? It's decayed. The outside is missing. Visaruach, you know what it means? It's rotted. Mi bifnim. So the Gemara wants to suggest that we have a clear brisa teaching us our case. Our case was what? Was our esrog that's missing the center, similar to our lung missing the center, and it's going to turn bad. What is the halacha? Suggests the Gemara, it's a brisa. Tapuach is the outside is rotted.
All going
On that brisa. Yes. Oh, very good. In that, that's the shayla. Headline.
Like, is that this?
So that's the shayla. We're answering that shayla with the brisa. The brisa didn't say our case. We're suggesting that tapuach and suruach is really our case. Really our case. All of our simply now, where it could get spoiled, and it's showing us that if the inside is lacking, it's going to be puzzle. Answers the Gemara, and with this we'll stop. Answers the Gemara, loi. Says the Gemara, no. I this and that. Tapuach and saruach are what? Mi bachotz. They're both talking about that the exterior of your esrog is rotted or decayed. So what? Why does Noyach's kasha? So why does the Brace have two different cases? V'loy kasha hadid tofach afal gav deloy sarach. One is where it's decayed and not rotted. Hadid sarach afal gav deloy tofach. One is where it is rotted even though it is not decayed. And if you want to know what the difference is, in your local Webster's.
No, Rashi tells us how it's possible.
Yeah, before we get to Rashi, I'm just saying, what?
You're saying it's not two things?
It's the same, it's not inside and outside. They both mean the same thing. So what does it mean? Says the Gemara, one is where it's tafuach and not suruach, suruach not tafuach.
And we have no raya to our...
And therefore we have no raya to our case.
No,
it's the whole thing. And therefore we have no raya to our case. Now, what does this mean? So Rashi comes along if you want to try to figure out the science. Rashi says, it's kigoin shenafli geshamim betolush v'tofach sarach nirkav lishnachrina tofach nirkav sarach reichei ra machmas teilaim shachlua. Again, I'm not trying to go involved in the science, but that's Teretz Gemara. We don't have an answer. We don't have an answer to our case. Yeah, good.
Share
Share Malay.